The first topic, which is a very general topic in astrology, most people are very curious how the events can be predicted via astrology. Then I would like to give a very good example here. We all know that at least in Indian astrology, there are only 9 planets which are called from Sun to Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and Rahu and Ketu. So these are the 9 planets, and then these planets are, you can say, just revolving on a dial like a clock from 1 to 12. So the circle of a 360-degree cosmic circle, they are moving inside that, and those have been divided into 12 equal parts of 30 degree, and each part, that angular part, is called as a sign of say from Aries to Pisces. So that is the basic model of astrology, and where we have 9 planets moving just like 3 hands in a clock are moving with the 12 divisions in that clock. In the same way, here the 12 signs are there, and instead of 3 hands of hour, minute and second, we have 9 hands, and these are all moving at different speeds. So just like when we see that in clock also, at a time, some time during the day, the hand clock and minute clock or second clock, they can come, second's hand can come together, or they can be opposite to each other, or they may form 90-degree angle. In the same way, these planets keep on meeting and opposing, or having some aspect of some angles, and that way the things are predicted. For example, when the hour and minute they make 180 degree, then it is 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., and that means that sunrise or sunset is happening. In the same way, when the both hands and of this minute and hour are at same place, that makes our noon or midnight. In the same way, we also predict the planets meeting, opposing, or based on that. But here the combinations are many more, because there are 9 hands, not only 3. So we can predict based on that. I had written an article on my website how the breaking news happens, and it was on Nirbhaya Kand of this December 16, 2012, and I have given a very detailed account of how some special events or breaking news happens, despite the event being similar in nature to many such events. But when astrological force is behind any event, that is, the force of time is behind that, then it gets a quite big prominence. So there may be thousands of events taking place every day at the different locations around the world, but only at some moment some phenomena get noticed, and that is because of the time's force via this planetary conjunction or opposition, and that I would be discussing in my video. If we see how news channels break a news, for example, US President Obama meets Putin. So every media will focus on that meeting, why they are meeting, what is the agenda of that meeting, and based on their temperament and their personality, people will guess something, that this can happen, that can happen, like that. So because they are bigwigs of this world, and when they are meeting, so a breaking news has to happen. If somebody steals something from a VIP's house, for example, in Bihar it happened that somebody stole the mangoes from the official residence of the CM, so that was a news. So in a sense, I want to say that when big planets meet, they create news. Smaller planets also meet many times, but that is not making any breaking news. Only bigger planet can make a breaking news or something which can be felt by everyone. It is just like smaller earthquakes which keep on happening every day many times, but those are not noticed, and only bigger earthquakes are getting some publicity. In the same way, out of 9 planets, there are 4 5 planets in priority which are of slower motion, and when they meet, because they don't really meet, they take some years to come together or to be at a 180-degree opposite in opposite angle, but whenever it happens, it creates big things. So I can say that Saturn is the slowest planet and makes maximum impact, like USA. Then Rahu Ketu are like we can say they are like India, China, and then there is Jupiter, which can be considered like Russia. Then we can have Mars like Pakistan, or Iran like Sun, or then there are smaller countries like Fiji, Maldives, Mauritius. So these are like Venus, Mercury, and Moon. This way, we are concerned only with the big planets movement, and we watch only that Jupiter, Saturn, and Rahu Ketu. These planets changes because they happen in years. Saturn changes sign in 2.5 years, Jupiter in 1 year, and Rahu Ketu change sign in 1.5 year. So we particularly take care of these, and whenever this happens, we can predict safely that big things will happen in whole world, and those can be noticed in advance, and that can be calculated in advance, and those happen with some certainty. So my program is focused on meeting of Jupiter and Rahu. Now I will discuss the Jupiter and Rahu phenomena which is now currently taking place. Okay, in mundane astrology, that is in global astrology, the meeting of planet alone is not the reason for some big news. Even planet alone, when it is changing its place, that is, it is changing its sign, that also sets in some new events and some big events. And it is assumed that as long as the planet is in that sign, the things will continue like that. For example, Saturn remains in one sign for 2.5 years. So whatever starts at the entry of the Saturn into that sign, that is likely to continue on for next 2.5 years. The same is true for Jupiter and Rahu Ketu. So that is also, for example, we can know if there is a person who is a Hindu and he is visiting a mosque. For example, Mr. Modi visited a mosque during his Middle East visit, and that became a big news. So when you are not supposed to go or to not to meet some adversary and still you meet, so going to such a place also makes a breaking news. So there are two ways we discussed so far, that either when the planets are moving and meeting or opposing each other, then the news can happen. And another way is that when big planets change their signs, that is out of zodiac signs, when they enter into another sign, then also news can happen. So these are the two main bases for predicting global events, and I would be concentrating on Jupiter Rahu phenomena.